Alright guys, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. Okay, so today we're going to hear from Mr. Brian Walsh. He is a senior in agricultural business, and he has a lot of experience with agriculture education and education as a whole. Last year he served as National FFA Officer, which means he traveled around and spoke to probably around 100,000 people throughout the course of his year. Mostly FFA members are people involved in career and technical education. So he's very familiar with the topic of education and ag education, and he's going to get us on fire for it today. So without further ado, Brian Walsh.
Sweet. I didn't tell Daniel any of that, so it's creepy that he did. Anyway, so how's everyone doing?
Good.
So first off, let's all close our eyes. And we're going to think about the best teacher that we have ever had. Think about what they did for us, the culture of their classroom, the environment they put us in, some of the things they taught us, some of the lessons that we learned from them. Alright, open your eyes. Who will share what that teacher was like? What?
Second grade.
Second? You remember that far back?
Yeah, Miss Coon.
Okay.
She was very nice.
What was so great about Miss Coon?
I don't know. She just, like, her whole classroom was, like, always decorated. She always used to have, like, holiday parties. It was really fun.
Right on, Dan.
I had this ag teacher one time named Miss Black. She was pretty cool. She got me on fire.
I think I know her.
Yeah, she's pretty swell.
She's cute. Alright, last one. Yeah.
Dual credit biology teacher.
Why? Why is that?
My mother.
Nice. That's nice. Good stuff. So, teachers play a massive role in our lives, right? They're the people that are with us from kindergarten all the way through the time we graduate with our college degrees or high school diplomas or PhDs or whatnot. Teachers surround us in everything that we do. And for my topic, we focus on agriculture education, but in the larger realm, we're talking about why we need teachers and why each of us has an opportunity to use our passion to inspire the next generation of agriculturalists, and more importantly, to inspire the next generation of citizens of this country. So, as we look at the objectives today, first off, we want to talk about some of the statistics behind teaching, right? What are some of the negative stereotypes that we hear about teaching? Yeah.
Low salary.
Yeah, absolutely. What else?
Babysitters.
Babysitters, yeah. What else? One more.
The administration, can be hard to deal with.
Yeah, dealing with administration, doing paperwork, all that stuff, right? So there's a lot of statistics, there's a lot of negative stereotypes, there's a lot of words and ideas that surround negative ideas pertaining to teaching, right? However, you can't see this but under the, please change the lamp that says but, you can look over there. The statistics are so for teaching, and that's because number one, somebody mentioned salaries. The average salary of teachers across this country is $49,000, and as you can see, goes up to I think 79. What was it? 69 in California.
75.
75 in New York. That's what I was looking for. 75 in New York. 73 in Massachusetts. Salaries in teaching, depending where you are not that horrible. Number one. Number two, there's a great need for not only agricultural education teachers, but for all teachers across this country. As you can see, nearly every state has a statewide shortage of teachers, which is resembled by what is yellow on my screen, but it's kind of green up here. And then red is by certain areas. Thirdly, we have a passion for agriculture, we have a passion for something, right? And it's our opportunity to use that to alleviate some of the risks associated with hiring long-term subs, hiring short-term subs, or seeking emergency situations or certifications in which people are certified that don't necessarily have that experience in the educational realm, have the educational background, or the appropriate knowledge to teach the subject matter. Secondly, as teachers shape the future. Right? Teachers shape the future. We have an opportunity as teachers not only to educate students, but to determine what the future of not only agriculture, but the future of this nation is going to look like. Robert and I were talking earlier about how we make that connection between people and how we get people to understand and to talk and to discuss some of the big issues that surround life today. Right? And we do that by first having quality teachers and quality programs and motivating students across this country to do just that. And lastly, teachers change lives. I think this is something that's kind of cliche in thinking about, but it's something that's so true. I had an opportunity to visit a school in downtown Indianapolis last year. And when we first walked into the school, the first thing I noticed was that all the students were at lunch. And as we walked into the cafeteria, there was this police woman standing at the door. And I was really confused as to why a middle school of 300 students had a full-time police person like guarding the cafeteria. I walked into the cafeteria and I noticed that all the students were sitting on the same side of the tables so that they were all facing one direction and couldn't really have conversations with people across. I was really confused. We meet the teacher. His name is Mr. Davies, and Mr. Davies has a really cool story. He grew up in a rural town in southern Indiana. He was an ag teacher at a really good program in southern Indiana and statewide, and decided to leave the comfort of his hometown, of his family, of everything that he knew to pursue this job, this career at a school in downtown Indianapolis. Now, tell us a little bit about this program, about the school. In 2013, it was declared a turnaround school, which for those of us that don't know what that means, basically the state comes in and says, this is a rough situation, students aren't learning, there's a lot of problems here, we're taking over the school, we're going to fix this, we're going to turn it around, right? So Mr. Davies came in about this point, as well as the principal, and together they collaborated to come up with a vision, a plan for the school, right? This school, when he came there in the second semester, the fall semester of school, he said that about 50% of the girls, the 8th grade girls, had been pregnant, become pregnant, or had had an abortion. He said that gangs completely ran the school, that they, like the sucker punch thing that was going around where like gangs would go up to you, punch you as hard as they could and try to drop you, I forget what it's called, drop you in one punch. They were doing that to teachers at the school. Students at the school come from horrible backgrounds. There were students there with phonetically spelled names because their parents didn't know how to spell. One student that we met, her name was literally Ladasha, L-A. And to me, like when I first read that, I was like, that's crazy. But the more you think about it, the more you realize that that stuff really exists. But the fact that Mr. Davies would leave something that was so comfortable to go to a school that was so unknown, that was so in trouble, and that needed the desperate help of people was absolutely astonishing to me. He turned around that school and brought the agriculture education program to life. He had a bunch of students that were traveling for leadership opportunities. He had students that he said literally would leave their gang families for FFA and for agriculture education. It doesn't just apply to agriculture education, though. That's what teachers do on a day-to-day basis, whether it's bringing people from gangs to the educational world and understanding real life and what it takes to be a productive citizen of this country, or it's simply bringing someone that comes from a great background up to that next level, educating and empowering them to motivate them to do what they need to do to accomplish their dreams. That's what teachers do on a day-to-day basis. Teachers change lives. In conclusion, we have an opportunity, we have a passion amongst all of us, whether that be in agriculture, whether that be with birds, whether that be with tobacco, whether that be with physical therapy, whether that be with tree cutting. We all have a passion. We don't only have the opportunity to pursue that passion into a career, but we also have an opportunity to teach about that passion and empower others to have that same passion as we do, whether that be through a formal classroom setting or whether that be in our everyday lives. We have the skills, we have the knowledge, we have the passion, and now we have the elements of being able to communicate that from being in this class to allow us to communicate that and empower others. Teachers really do change lives, and it's vital that we overcome some of those statistics to truly understand the impact that we could have as teachers in agricultural education and beyond. So thank you very much.